Shabbat Shalom. I'm here in my hotel room in Rio de Janeiro, where I've been attending the big International History of Science Congress. But I do have a small vert on this week's parsha, which also fits in the time Ben Mitzarim, even just a few days before Tisha B'Av, and has happened so often. International events connected to Har HaBayit and our place where our temple stood are continuing to be distressful. And in our parsha, Moshe is beginning his very long speech in which he sort of summarizes to Bnei Yisrael and to all succeeding generations what has gone on over the last generation. And in the course of this discussion, he talks about when they got to Har Seir, that's the land of Edom, the land of traditionally identified with Esav, Yaakov's brother, our uncle, our cousin, so to speak, our other cousins. Then it says, "Vanosav et Har Seir Yamim Rabim." Many days we simply went around and around the mountain, until finally Kadosh Baruch Hu said, "Rav lechem sovet ahar hazeh, nu lechem tzafona." Kadosh Baruch Hu said, "Okay, you've been going around this mountain enough. Now turn north." And when you look at Rashi says, "Ramaz lanu asher tachlit hendida b'shvil galut shel achazman, she'arov hazman begalut Adom." That this parsha, and this is an idea that's most usually and correctly associated with the Ramban, but Rashi has it as well, that these events that are described as part of the journey of Bnei Yisrael leaving Mitzrayim are, in fact, precursors, are sort of foreshadow events in Jewish history. And our going around Har Seir, and again, many long days, was a hint that we will have a very long galut Edom. And then, after we've finished going around and around, we don't go into Eretz Yisrael. Nu lechem tzafona. We simply head north. And Rashi again says, עוד לא הגיע השעה להלוך לצד צפון ממקום שעומדים אז בהר שעיר. היה לכם ללכת למזרח. וכשיגיעו למדבר מואב, משם יעלו צפונה. מוכרחים אתם לצאת מגבול אחיכם בני עשיו. That is to say that Rashi goes on to quote Chazal, saying that in other words, that this, after leaving this long galus, we're still not heading directly to Eretz Yisrael. We still have to have some more detours and some roadblocks. And Chazal say, Rashi says, Chazal, Aval Chazal, Rabbah ha'amitu ledrosh mizeh lashon kavana acheret. Amar lahem, im ritem oto shemvakesh et gerot bechem, al tamdu kenegdo el atzpinu atzmechem bimenu, Have pnu lachem tzafona. That is to say, Chazal had a drush on the word tzafona, not tzafon meaning north, but hatzpin meaning to hide. In other words, if after leaving, finally ending these endless circuits and going around in circles for generations and centuries, we start heading in the direction of the Eretz Yisrael, if our enemies are confrontational, we should lay low. Well, I need to tell you how closely these are reminiscent of what we've gone through in the last week. Events beginning with the cold-blooded, cowardly murder of Druze policemen by Arab terrorists. That's terrorists, not terrorists in quotation marks, terrorists who are real terrorists, and ended with Israel trying meekly to put in security measures simply to check people who are coming up to the Temple Mount that don't have weapons, and being forced to put with their tail between their legs and take down these devices. And it's not over yet. They are enemies. They are enemies, not our partners or our rivals. They are enemies. Our sense that they've got us down, and so they'll kick us as long as possible and try and get maximum benefit out of this, because of course the UN and the world media and whatnot are going along for the ride and joining in the party. But this is all part of the divine plan, the endless galut that seemed like it would never end. Then the askalta, the geulah, where we thought we're heading in the direction of finally getting full possession of our homeland, and then these confrontations where pnu lechem tzafona, latzvina tatzvechem leilo, and wait for the ultimate geulah. Shevo b'meher b'yameinu, Amen. Selah. Shabbat Shalom from Rio de Janeiro.